how much battery power does it take to run a coffee pot? So we have our setup here, and we have 400 amp hours of lithium batteries, and on the monitor here we're at 100%. So we're going to go ahead and turn our coffee pot on, and we're going to run a pot of coffee and see how much power it takes. So with the coffee pot on, we look at our monitor here, and we can see we're drawing about 825 watts. And if you look at the battery specs down at the bottom, we're pulling about negative 70 amps per hour. So now that our coffee is done, we got about 8 cups here. We can look at our monitor. And now we're at 97%. So we used about 3% of our battery to make a pot of coffee, which isn't much. So if you want to know exactly how many amp hours this is, instead of calculating it, you can look at your BMV monitor, scroll down till you see the AH, and this is how many amp hours we used from 100%. So we used 11.3 amp hours to make a pot of coffee. And if you want to look at it on the servo screen, you can click the menu and then click your battery monitor, and it'll tell you your battery specs. And if you look down here, consumed amp hours 11.5. So we used about 11.5 amp hours to make coffee.